You heard me.
You heard me.
Welcome to You Heard Me the First Time podcast. My name is Minnie.
I'm Nikki Nicole.
And Lizzie.
Welcome back to another episode.
PM.
So what's going on? What's up?
What's T-Fish?
In the club. Life is going on.
I know.
Life is hard. Like, I keep on having to tell my kids, like, life is hard. Like, I went yesterday to Walmart to purchase laundry detergent, toilet paper, paper towel, and a charger. My bill was $100. $100. I said, ma'am, if you get
a have Walmart clean clothes.
I said, ma'am, if you get a Walmart discount, please add it. Please add your discount because this is ridiculous. Like, life is just hard. Like,
I know.
It's expensive. I think that's what makes it hard because literally walking out the door, just to walk out the door, you're spending $100.
For real, I don't even like going outside. I don't like going outside. Like, I hate it. I hate going outside. I'd rather just stay home and you know, it's the weekend. During the week is okay. It's the weekend that be getting me. Like, I'm like, okay, I got me a little change. The weekend hit, boom, everything comes up. You be like,
you know what the gag is? I probably spend more money at home.
For real?
No, that's Nicole. That is Nikki. That's Nikki.
Late night shopping. I have a problem. I'll be on Amazon late night and I just be ordering shit. And when I wake up, it's at the door and I'm like, why the fuck did I order this, bruh? The other day, I've been having this pain in my neck. Late night, 12 o'clock, I'm like, I need to do something about this neck problem. Bitch, I ordered me a pillow. It came. I'm using it and it ain't really doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I'm like, why did I order? Yeah.
And you know what my problem is? When I do online order and I don't like it, I don't return it. That's the bad problem. I do not return it. It just sit there and I'll be like, okay, remember to return it. And then weeks go by and I'm like, wow, who wants this?
I'm gonna take that L every time. I'm never gonna return it. Yeah, it's never that serious.
Yeah.
I'm going on a financial diet. Like, for real. I am going on a financial diet, like, because something has to give at this point.
Something has to, either I need to get more money.
Amen.
It's not balancing out. Like,
it's not like, you know, my lifestyle is not adding up to my paycheck.
The income.
Like, it's really not. Like, God, it's me again. Please. Pay me, okay?
Need another favor.
For real. So, y'all, you heard me the first time, and this is for all my parents, okay? Please, punish your child off social media. Please.
Ooh.
Please punish your child off social media. I feel like we live in a time where parents feel like it's not real until it's on social media, or they have to embarrass their child in order to punish them, and their way of doing it is on social media. It's no, and I pray I always never want to say never, but I pray I never get to that point where I feel as if I have to publicly embarrass my child to punish her. Like, there's other
and you
ways.
Don't have to.
But exactly, there's other ways. I remember, just a quick story. I remember when I was younger, and when I say I dislike my mama for this, I dislike her. I remember when I was younger and I got into a fight. Well, it wasn't even my fight, it was my cousin's fight, but she was getting beat up, so I jumped in. And the girl lived in our neighborhood. Why my mama took me over to the girl house and beat me? Gave me a whooping in front of the girl. Damn. Like, that's what I'm saying. Public punishment is just, I'm gonna picture my child in public if she acting up. Like, girl, you better calm your ass down.
Yeah.
But when they put it on social media to embarrass the child, and it's just, I don't understand it. Why?
Yeah.
Punish your child off social media.
You know what? I think that, like, our generation of that was when, like, if you got bad grades and stuff, you remember how, like, back in the day, your parents would make you stand outside of the school and be like, I would, with the sign of, like, I would get better grades. It's kind of like, and that's traumatizing, and parents should not do that either. I don't agree with none of that. But to me, I feel like the social media is what we went through, just a different form.
Yeah, and I think parenting doesn't come.
That damn COVID stay getting her ass.
No, we're gonna pray over my
No,
friend.
we gonna rebuke
Allergies.
that. It's a joke. It's a joke, yeah.
It's
But
not
damn, bitch, you
allergies.
got allergies all year round. She don't even got a season for allergies, bitch.
It's
Fall,
not
winter,
allergies,
He
spring.
in Costa Rica. This bitch got allergies. How
For
we in
real,
a different
it's
country
bad.
and she got allergies?
I know they be hearing me in a recording going, I know they be hearing, that be me. Lizzie hate when I do that. I can't help it, it's my allergies. Dang.
Like parenting does not come with a handbook. So most of the time you're literally just winging it. Like you don't know, okay, the beatings ain't working, punishment's not working. What could I do to make an effective way? And so I try my best not to judge a mother or father trying to do their best, because sometimes you try the method and it doesn't work. So you try to do the extreme to see, okay, will this work? But yeah, I like
But
Minnie
some
said,
methods,
I hope I
Yeah.
never get to the point where I feel like I have to publicly embarrass my child, because the internet stays forever. Even when you
forever.
think you deleted it or you remove it, somebody already saved that video, will upload it years
Screen
later,
recorded it.
and you can't erase that. You cannot remove that. So yeah,
And
I
like
try my best not to judge parents.
you said, like parenting doesn't come with a handbook, and you don't know. Sometimes you try all these methods and it doesn't work. But I remember someone telling me, like, when you a parent, you just don't give up. Like no matter what method, or how, like you just don't give up on the child. And I feel like that's the best advice ever. But I just don't agree with social media, like punishing your child on social media. Like I would never agree with that, and I pray I never get to that point where I have to. Like no.
But let's
I feel like social media is so in hindsight, it's so minute that I don't think that any type of parenting should be broadcasted or whatnot. You should use social media to, of course, uplift and show off your child and praise your child and all that other stuff. But when it comes to actual parenting, I don't think we should be looking for social media to parent our child. I think we need to just be looking for maybe more community based and etc. We should not be dependent on social media to do any type of parenting for us.
And the thing is, once you put it on social media, you allow other people to now give their opinion and also give your child backlash, So if the video was uploaded now when your child goes to school, that punishment that you try to have at that time to teach a lesson now follows them through the whole school year.
And
But
kids are mean.
yes,
Hello.
they are. Let's talk about a child that needs to get his ass whooped. T.I.'s son
Off
is
camera. He needs
Dead
to ask
ass.
for off camera.
nah, I think he need both, because he always runs to the internet. Sir, okay, so times when kids are brought up in privilege, they feel like the world is owed to them. But T.I.'s son is out here acting like a whole gangster when he didn't live that life. Like, why are you out here getting arrested over craziness?
And then
Lizzie, oh,
posted it.
Minnie,
I'm sorry, and then posting it like trying to say like free me. Like, sir, free from what? A traffic ticket? Stop it. Stop it. Okay, like
Seatbelt violation.
the feds on me, for what? You ran the red light? Little boy, like, no, for real. Like, honestly, it's not even funny. It's kind of annoying. Like, that's not the life you want to live. Like, you don't want to live that life.
That's
And
very
no one
true.
wants to praise that lifestyle. If you want to be a gangster, a hood, go to the hood. Go to the real side of Atlanta or whatever, Go there and experience it and see if that's the lifestyle. That's what T.I. need to do. Let me take your ass to the hood and you stay down here. Now you gotta live with your cousins. Simple.
Yeah.
No, for real. Now you gotta live
your
with
cousin
cousins.
Ray Ray,
Like no, like he
With the roaches.
exactly. And I'm pretty sure he was straightened up real quick. You're not about that life, sir. Sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down.
And there's so many people that's in the hood that wish they had the opportunity that he has. Like, both of your parents are very well off. You can go to
Multi-millionaires.
yeah, you can go to any college that you want to. You could start any business. You have the opportunity not to even to go to college, but to start this rap career. You know how many people in the hood and in the ghetto would want that opportunity, that would not want to get arrested for foolishness? Like, no, I feel like get your ass off the internet and live a productive life because you have a lot of privilege that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah.
You know, they always say it's always that one black sheep of like all the kids, and he's the black sheep. Like they need to do something. They need to reel him in or
But
something.
I also want to focus or like talk about, T.I. parenting in a way also, because I feel like he always wants to be like this, he wants to speak on everything and be involved in everything. So I feel like parenting wise, he needs to focus on that maybe a little bit more, or that's his area of opportunity. He had one daughter who, she had depression and she was cutting herself, and he had this same situation with her where he went into, her doctor's appointments, and then now he has this son that's also rebelling. And then I know and if I'm not mistaken, he might have had other issues with his older children. So it's just like, I think there's something going on in the house home, like something going on in the home that's making the children want to rebel. And I feel like T.I. could focus on so many other things. He need to focus on more of his parenting. So yeah.
Versus trying to give a public announcement that we didn't ask for.
Exactly. Instead of trying to, fake politics, you need to be really focusing on how to bring your home together. That should be your main focus.
And that's what I mean. I feel like people like tends to feel like it's not real until it goes on social media. So you wanted social media to know, like, y'all, I am trying my best, but we don't need to know that. Your children need to know that. Our opinion shouldn't matter.
Hello.
Your children need to know that you're trying your best or whatever. You coming online telling us you're doing this, that, and the third or whatever. It doesn't matter to us. It matters more to them. So that's the problem right there.
Yeah, that's true. He fighting for everything but his family.
Child.
Oh.
And I
So the next story, hot topic that we're going to get to, everything is alleged. We're going to talk about Charlemagne the God and the sexual allegations that has been against him. Again, everything that we speak on is alleged. We wasn't there. We don't know the facts from the non-facts. We're just going to give our
I speak
unbiased
the truth. I'm joking.
Lizzie,
I ain't trying to get sued or
Lizzie's
arrested.
opinion does not have anything to do with me. I don't
She's
know.
on her own. Feds, when you come after us, come after her alone. She by herself.
I don't know nothing
y'all
about
nothing. So scary. Why y'all so
well,
scary?
it's not about being. Hold on. It's not about being scary. But honestly, for me, I just don't know. Like, I really don't know. And when I put it in a group chat, I'm like, what the hell? I've never heard this story before. So it's like I don't want to attack him, nor do I want to attack her, because I really don't know the situation and I haven't even looked into it. So anybody scared? I am scared about going to jail, and getting sued.
So let's tell the story for those that don't know or that's not familiar. There's a young lady, her name is Jessica. She alleges that Charlemagne the God raped her back in 2001. She was 15 at the time. He was either 21 or 22. But a known fact is that that night she did get raped. She got raped. That's a fact. I watched the interview. He also said that something happened that night, but it was somebody else. It had nothing to do with him. So we can speak on the fact that that night she was raped. So Charlemagne the God said on a interview with DJ Academics that his cousin at the time was going off to college, so he threw him a party to celebrate, his accomplishment, and he invited this young lady at the time that he knew. Again, she was 15 years old at the time, and during the party she got high and drunk. He left the party that night, and the morning after the party, he went to go see his cousins. And they were saying that, hey, she's tripping. She's saying that she got raped that night. And he was like, so what happened? Did anybody touch her? He was like, no, nobody touched her. We don't know what she's saying. Da, 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 da. But they said somebody else is at the police station. One of his other cousins, they blamed him for the rape. So he goes to the police station and tried to have his cousins back. It was like, he had nothing to do with it. Blamed everything on me. I'm the one that brought the liquor to the party. Da 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 da. But come to find out, nobody was actually arrested. So he was like, he just he admitted to whatever the police had just because he wanted to cover his cousin's back. At the end of the day, she never showed up to court, so they dropped the charges from rape to something else. On her end, she's saying that that night he offered her a drink. She said no several times. At the end of the day, she ended up having a drink, and all of a sudden, when she got up from the couch to walk to the bathroom, she felt collapse, and they brought her to the room. And in the middle of the night, he came in there. He raped her. She called the ambulance that night. She made the police report that night. They did a rape test. It came out that she was raped. Her mother sent her over to another state. And that's why she was never able to make court. And that's the reason why the charges dropped from a rape charge to he was charged with something else. Again, everything is alleged. We don't know what's facts or what's not facts, but what is a fact that she was raped that night. I don't know who wants to go first, because I guess her argument is that she feels like he should not have the platform that he has because what happened to her that night.
So she's saying that he did it. That Charlemagne
She's saying he did it. Yes, she said the room was dark, but she knew it was him because when the door opened, the light from the hallway light reflected his face. She heard his voice when he was on top of her. She says, without a doubt, she know it was him.
So I'll go ahead and go first on this one. So of course, everything is alleged. I didn't even know about this actual situation until you broke it down. What I was referring to was the situation when he was on his podcast. And I'm sorry,
two different.
We had for the listeners, we kind of had a little pre-conversation in our group chat about this. So what I was referring to was when he was on his podcast talking about how he, he basically drugged his girlfriend or whatnot, but he believed that it wasn't that serious because they were getting ready to have sex, or it was going to all be, he felt like it was consensual. And that's the time that I'm referring to. So for me to now hear a similar story happen to another victim after he has already, stated before that he has used, substance in women's drinks, it leads me to believe her at the end of the day. And I'm going to always stand behind the victim in any situation like this until proven otherwise. So I feel very like, my heart goes out to this woman, and definitely for that to happen at, the age of 15. And and if what she is saying is true happen, then he shouldn't have the platform. I personally don't think he should have the platform that he has now, just based off of what he did to his girlfriend and other situations. I don't believe he's deserving of this platform. And I think just like R. Kelly Day came, I think, and Trey Songz Day may be coming soon, I think Charlemagne is going to have his day in court soon. I think at this moment, he's just very well protected. And I do think that everything that's done in the dark will eventually come to the light. That's how I feel on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me go while you get your thoughts together, Minnie. I feel like I heard the podcast, and I was a very avid listener to Brilliant Idiots. So for the people that don't know, he confessed it wasn't even his girlfriend, but somebody that he was seeing at the time. According to him, they went to the sex store. He got a pill. He put it in her drink, and she was passed out. And he even said that she wasn't 100% coherent. It's an audio that's out there. You can go on YouTube. You can listen to it.
He still has it. Oh, it's still available?
No, it's other people.
They took it down. Oh, okay.
Other people that have it on YouTube that still has the recording. It's not on his platform.
Oh, okay.
There's old episodes they deleted it. You can't even find it on their platforms. But again, like we just stated, the internet is forever. And his co-host Andrew said several times on the audio, he was like, "So you raped her?" He was like, "No, I didn't rape her. I didn't rape her. Don't say that." He was like, "Okay, but you put something in her drink." He said it several times. And I actually heard the audio yesterday, and it was very cringy. Um, so I guess when people started to bring it back up last year, he put a tweet out that said, "Listen, I misspoke on the recording. We went to the sex store. She knew I was going to purchase the pill."
In this I could be completely mistaken on, but in the podcast, and like I said, I know you said you may have recently heard it, so you might be able to clear it up. But in the podcast, from my understanding, I heard him say that she literally had no idea that was like the big thing on the episode, with the fact that he literally admitted that she had no idea that he was putting that in her drink, but still went on to have sexual acts with her.
I don't know if the audio, if he made that clear. I know in the audio he mentioned that she was drunk and she wasn't coherent.
Okay, and like I said, that part I could be completely misspeaking on.
Yeah. And then he also said that she woke up the next morning and she called he said that his friends tried to enter the room and also have sex with her, and he was like, "No, we're not going to do that." He said she called him the next morning and she was like, "What the hell happened last
I
night?"
remember that part.
And he was like, "We had sex." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, at least it was just with you." She was like, "Did I only have sex with you? Because people are saying that they had sex with me that night." He was like, "No, it was only with me."
Mm.
Yeah.
So my heart definitely goes out to the young lady Jessica. That is very traumatic, and
Yeah.
to publicly speak about something like that happened to you at the age of 15, that takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage,
Absolutely.
especially against the
Yeah.
alleged person that did it to her. So, shout out to her to be able to stand up and defend herself. Definitely shout out to her. And, my heart definitely goes out to her. I really like, I don't know if this is gonna sound stupid or not. You know when someone like say something bad about your big brother, and like, cause I like Charlemagne the God
you
so much,
generally like him,
right? And I have so much respect for him, and I always say like I love how he move and everything. So to hear these negative things about him, it's just I'm so taken back, and it's just so mind blowing. If it although like with the Jessica situation that is alleged. And so that part is alleged, but hearing to him speak on something that he did or whatever, it's just like I'm so taken back because he defend women so much. Like he stand up for
all
women.
kin
And
folk ain't your folk.
that
And
is true,
people
but
can change. People
and
can change.
that's what I wanted to say. Like people can change, but it's just like it's so hard to like speak on. So hard to give someone grace that have those type of things attached to them. Like
Absolutely.
you want to give them grace. You want to say like, yes, people can change, and I'm 100% sure people can change. And younger mind thinking different, didn't think anything of it until you grow up and you hear all these stories and you're like, oh shit, I probably did that before, not knowing
And
it
he
was
said that.
wrong.
He said that. He
And
said
that's my whole. And that, like, because a lot of when you think about the Me Too movement, right? A lot of the situations that the ladies that came out or whatever, they speak on these situations, and some of the guys were like, I did not think it was wrong. Like, I didn't think it was a problem. Like, they did not know until they hear it from the woman's side. So it's just like it's so much that goes into it. That's why I'm like, I don't want to just. I don't know. It's just a lot, and I feel it for Jessica. Like to speak out on something like that is just. It takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of bravery. So you stand in your truth and you speak your truth, and that's all you can do or whatever. And you pray that you get the justice that you believe that you deserve. And like I said, if whatever happens in the dark comes to the light.
Yeah.
And I had that same like moment, because when I found this out, like I love Charlemagne. I'm like, he's so for the people and this and that, and I was with him, but as soon as I found that out, for me, I was just taken back. And at that moment, I had stopped listening to the Breakfast Club. Like I literally I kind of stopped everything.
And then think about it, like, he admitted to something like that, right? Not knowing, not saying that he didn't know it was like saying that he didn't know it was bad at the time or whatever. He admitted to something like that. I wish I don't know if the young lady wants to speak out or she just would prefer not to speak on it or whatever. But if she felt that she was raped or, drugged or whatever, hearing him speak out on it, what do you think she will speak up at the moment? Like,
and some people don't like you. Everybody don't want to share that type of story. That's why sometimes it takes people, you'll be like, oh, but this happened to you 20 years ago. Why are you saying something now? Because
It
you're going to
literally
get the
took 20 years
backlash,
to
and then you're going
process.
to get those people that gives their criticism and their 2 cents, and then you have to relive the situation. So who's to say she even wants to be in the spotlight to tell her story, because he does have a big platform. But I don't know. The audio was very cringing to me. It was a lot to listen to, because in my opinion, I don't care if it's 1970 or 2022. If you put something in somebody's dream and you have sex with somebody that's not, you can tell they're not there, that's rape.
And I would and
It's rape.
I was just going to say that any as a man, you should never feel comfortable enough to have sex with a woman when she is no longer coherent. There shouldn't, first of all, there shouldn't even be any enjoyment that comes out of that. But
Hmm.
at that moment, she can no longer tell you to stop, to keep going.
Mm.
She no longer has any control over her body. So yes, at that very moment, she lost all her control and you took control over her body, and that is now rape. Don't matter if y'all had planned to do it before, it could have led up to it or whatnot. And then it could be embarrassing for her. And then to have to sit there and go against, look at all the people that Bill Cosby assaulted, sexually assaulted, and how long it took them to say something. It's very hard to then go against somebody that have so much power that that could get, you don't even know the power that they have and to sit there and fight that. No, like, I could definitely understand why somebody don't want to speak up about that, and it takes a lot of power for the victim Jessica to now come forth and say something.
Yeah. And now he has 4 beautiful daughters, and I pray they never have to experience the stuff that these women experience in life, because
Mm,
I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So,
yeah,
yeah, you guys can,
and I hope
again,
his daughter, let me shut up, I'm gonna just shut up.
you guys can go on YouTube and listen to the audio if you're interested. I know Tasha K also recently interviewed Jessica, so all of that
I'm
is
not a
on
fan of
YouTube.
Tasha K. I'm not a big fan of Tasha
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of her either. But
K.
if you want to listen to the actual interview, it is on Tasha's K's platform. So this is where you guys can ask us for advice. You can send us an email at youheardmethus.da
That's important.
first time at gmail.com. Again, that's you heard me the first time at gmail.com. You can follow us and write us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Now let's get into it.
What's up, y'all? I need y'all help. Me and my girlfriend haven't had sex in almost 2 months, and I am trying to be so patient. I've asked her several times what's wrong. I've asked her if I did anything wrong. Every day I make sure she's okay, but no matter what I do or say, she's not giving it up. A few weeks back, we got into a small argument about getting married, and I told her when the time is right, I'll make that step. But right now, I'm not ready to. I really think that's what it is, but she's not telling me. But is it fair she's doing this to me, holding out on having sex with me because I'm not ready to get married? Tell me what y'all think.
You know what? Side note, I always hear people say don't use sex as a weapon or don't weaponize sex. And I never really understood it, because how could I be intimate with you if I'm mad at you, or we're not connected at that moment? Like, I'm really not going to be into it. I never really
That's
understood
true. So
that.
like, I get you. I say like, so should a woman still just have sex even if she's just not mentally feeling it?
Yeah, because to me, sex, a lot of women for sex, it does come mentally
Mental,
first.
yeah.
Yeah, so I
That's
have
a
to
good
be
argument.
I have to be aroused, I have to be into you. I always hear people say that, and maybe once I get married, I will that understand that. But they say don't use sex as a weapon. Did he say how long they've been together?
No, he didn't. He didn't say. But y'all don't think she's weaponizing sex though? Y'all don't think like she's using that against him?
If
I feel
she
like it's been 2 months. So if he's asking you what is wrong with you and you're saying you're fine, obviously something is not okay. He's making the assumption that it is based on the conversation of marriage. We don't know that, right? Because she hasn't really voiced what her issue is. But I think a conversation has to be had for them to be able to, okay, what is wrong? Is it something that's going down, down there that you're embarrassed of? I don't know. Is it the relationship and you wanted us to take it to the next level? And you feel like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe he needs to take her out on a date, or maybe actually sit down with her more and try to figure out. I don't know.
And see, I'm sorry, go ahead, Liz.
No, I was gonna say my issue with her more is that the lack of communication, because
he
is putting in effort. He's asking what's going on, this, and so all it leaves is room for assumption. I think let's just take the sex out of it, and I think that's where she falls wrong at, is not communicating when your partner is literally begging you, hey, tell me what's going on. So I could definitely see where he gets upset at. I'm team him, but I just think
I'm team
communication.
I'm team him, because majority of the time the man be wrong, but I am team him right now, because it's not like from what he's saying, it's not like he's not trying. It's been 2 months. How it's like, if she had communicated what was wrong, it would have made more sense. Like, okay, well, I get why you're not being sexual intimate, but you're not communicating with me and you're not actively having sex. It leads me to feel like you're cheating on me. That's what I would think.
That's where your wondering mind goes.
That's when the little people start waking up in my head. You're not communicating and you ain't having sex. Who you fucking? Who you giving your time to? But she could be very much battling something, or whatever. But you have a partner, and you have to, at some point in time, you will have to communicate with that partner. You will have to let him. He deserved to understand what is going on with his girl. He deserved that much,
I like how you put that.
He do, he really do deserve that much to know what's going on with his partner. Exactly. To know what's going on with his partner, so he can know how to move, because all he can do is only assume. And when he
can also propose to her.
Give her that ring, nigga.
That too.
What you waiting on?
Child, that too. But yeah, no, he does definitely deserve an explanation of what's going on. Because the moment he stepped out, that is World War III.
2 months is a very long time.
Listen, 2 months, yeah, it is. In a relationship, 2 months is a very long time to not have sex or whatever.
And also not to know what's going on with your partner. More so. To be living with somebody, for 2 months, and you guys to be on two separate pages, and you literally walking on eggshells, like, okay, what is wrong with this person, and not to know. To me, that's more awkward than the actual sex part, because it's like, okay, what are we doing here for 2 months?
I'm gonna throw a twister in this real quick. Do y'all think the writer or the listener is cheating? Because that's 2 months for a man is a very long time not to have sex. So how is he getting his rocks off? That's my question.
I wouldn't be surprised if he is. But it seemed like he's trying. He reached out to us to ask what is going on with his girl. He is trying. He's trying to smash. He really is trying. And it's like, listen, sex is very important in a relationship. It is one of the top 3. Okay, if my man is not giving me none, and it's been 2 weeks, nigga, what is going on?
Yeah.
What is your problem? I haven't attracted you within a day. What's going on? So it's just
for the day.
Okay, I need you to be on me every day. I need to know that you want to fuck me every day. So 2 months, it's a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually. I'm not saying it's okay. It's not an okay behavior, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is. If he's not.
Well, try to go talk to your girl again, have a sit down, maybe take her out of the house, maybe a different environment, may help her open up a little bit. Communication is key.
And I just want to say this, to the ladies or whatever. When you have a good man, please appreciate that good man. It's not.
We're assuming he good. We don't know that.
We are. That is true. We are assuming that he's good. But the fact that he is it's say he's reaching out to us. Like, sir.
But he didn't say he did anything extravagant, and she just turned a blind eye. I'm not trying to God.
He's a trying man, though. You have to give him credit. He is a trying man. He's trying to figure out what's going on. So if you have, let's assume that he is a good man. When you have a good man, you treat that man good or whatever. You don't push him away. Like, for 2 months, since you tripping. And clearly he ain't that bad. She's still in a relationship with him. 2 months and not giving him sex.
Is that a relationship? No communication, no sex?
So why not leave? Why is she still there?
Sometimes you just stay in. She probably working out an exit plan.
Space. She what?
Working out an exit plan.
That is true.
No, we're joking. Go talk to your girl and go see what's wrong. Again, take her out of the house, take her in a different element, surprise her, do something that you haven't done yet. And hopefully she opens up, child. Both ways.
Oh,
the mouth
exactly.
and the legs.
Hopefully she open up the legs. Something gotta open up, okay? It's either the mouth, the leg, or something. Like, hopefully she let him in, child.
You rooting for your brother, man.
Yes.
Okay. You're a good man.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Until next time, this has been another episode of You Heard Me the First Time podcast.
My name is Minnie.
I'm Nikki.
I'm Lizzie.